Okay, graphs of exponential functions. We're not going to do a ton with these graphs, but I expect you to understand the basics. One of the basics is we want our money to grow exponentially, but in a good way, right, where it's increasing over time. So different components here. We've already kind of mentioned a little bit with this, but if we're taking a look at an exponential function that looks like this, a times b to the x power. A is going to be, we said in our word problems, that was going to be our starting amount or our initial amount. On the graph, what that's going to correspond to is the vertical intercept, or you can think of that as A is the y-intercept. Okay, and then B, that base, that's going to be how quickly it's increasing or decreasing. So if B is bigger than 1, it's going to be increasing. If b happens to be between 0 and 1, it's going to be decreasing over time. All right, each one of these kind of has the same sort of thing going on with a horizontal asymptote at y equals 0, and then they tell you about concavity, domain, and range. But let's take a look at one of these questions. Just a quick matching problem here. So, comparing our functions that are given to us, f, g, h, and k, you notice that two of them have 2 out here, and 2 of them have 4. So let's begin with that. All right, that's our y-intercept, if you'll recall. So these two have a y-intercept at 2. These two have a y-intercept at 4. Well, that's going to be on our y-axis, either at 2 or at 4. Let's take a look at the two that are both at 4, so h and k. Now, one's increasing, and one's decreasing. So between h and k, which one do you think's increasing? Which one's decreasing? Well, that's going to be determined on the base here, all right, b from our formula. So if it's bigger than 1, it's increasing. So I guess we have to say h is going to be the increasing one that has a y-intercept at 4. And then the one that's decreasing is going to be k. So those are out of the way. Now let's compare the other two that both have a y-intercept at 2. Which one do you think is increasing more quickly? Because they're both increasing, but one's increasing more quickly than the other one. So this base here is going to be that determining factor. So whichever one's bigger is going to be increasing faster. So I think 1.8 is bigger than 1.3. So the one that's increasing more quickly or at a quicker rate is going to correspond with G in our case. And then what remains is still increasing, but not increasing as quickly. So that one has to be F. All right, hope this helps out as you're trying to match up, understand the components of exponential functions, and see what they look like on graphs.